Defending global welfare. That's the focus of tonight's angle. All right, the globalists gathered in Paris, and they got a friendly but firm earful today. Vice President J.D. Vance had a message to world leaders about America's plans regarding the future of AI. The simple message: if you want our business, you're going to have to treat us right. We'll work with you, but don't think of taking advantage of us or bullying American corporations.
The Trump administration is troubled by reports that some foreign governments are considering tightening the screws on U.S. tech companies with international footprints. Now, America cannot and will not accept that, and we think it's a terrible mistake, not just for the United States of America, but for your own countries.
I love when they pan to the faces, the grim faces. We used to be able to take advantage of Joe Biden, but not you. Well, what specifically was Vance referring to there?
Many of our most productive tech companies are forced to deal with the EU's Digital Services Act and the massive regulations it created about taking down content and policing so-called misinformation. And of course, we want to ensure the internet is a safe place, but it is one thing to prevent a predator from preying on a child on the internet, and it is something quite different to prevent a grown man or woman from accessing an opinion that the government thinks is misinformation.
It's about time that a U.S. official called out Europe's attack on free speech right to their faces. Look, the Europeans aren't even trying to pretend at this point. Officials there are openly calling for censorship of American social media companies, including X and Meta. And back in August, remember when Musk was about to interview then-candidate Donald Trump on X? An EU commissioner warned about a risk of amplification of potentially harmful content. At the time, I was thinking, harmful to whom? Well, to the global bureaucrats, of course. So why should American taxpayers continue to subsidize this to the tune of tens of billions of dollars in defense costs when countries that don't protect basic freedoms in their own countries continue on? Well, our new Defense Secretary, Pete Hegseth, also overseas, had another blunt message for our allies. Time to ramp up your military spending and do more to defend yourselves.
The European continent deserves to be free from any aggression, but it ought be those in the neighborhood investing the most in that collective, individual and collective defense. As the president talks a lot about, common sense is you defend your neighborhood and the Americans will come alongside you in helping in that defense. Most NATO countries are already close to 2%. We believe that needs to be higher.
Yeah, in other words, the free ride is over, kids. It's been 80 years.
好啦，今日點樣拍呢條片咧？就我尋日拍嗰條片咧，就回應徐仕倫啊嘛。咁我今朝起身咁樣呢條片霍士呢條片咧就係7個鐘頭啦，即係上嘅。咁因為唔係話我認屎認屁啊，話我哋而係我想話俾你老徐聽啊。而家呢個樣嘢因為係美國個國策嚟嘅，唔係特朗普話晒事嘅，你知唔知啊？而家全個美國對你嗰個NATO 即係嗰個咩歐洲嗰個頂佢哋唔順啊嘛，你明唔明啊？係嘛？你要自己即係咁講即係同講教句英文俾大家聽啊！香港人好興叫食自己噶嘛，英文點叫啊？唔係 eat yourself OK 係 self eat 而家美國佬而家叫你嗰班歐洲佬食自己self eat 你知唔知啊？揾咗美國佬咁耐咁笨咁耐啦，因為係嘛？即係而家我唔係話即係我拍呢條片就唔係即係話我認屎認屁，美國國策嚟噶嘛，唔係美國佬話晒事，唔係特朗普話晒事噶嘛，係嘛？有事你識揾美國係嘛？而家啲嗰啲美國啲納稅人啲錢貼出嚟幫你歐洲係嘛？啱唔啱啊？ 你自己啊係嘛？你自己啊好似老徐喺度拗喺英國拗係嘛？香港唔掂啊，即刻走去英國係嘛？講到幾大用啊！咩啊係嘛？咪留翻喺香港咯，鬥爭咯，你走去英國鬥爭，真係有時啊諗起都嘔血啊！就係、老徐醒少少啦係嘛？唔好即係唔好評論世界局勢啦係嘛？我而家講嘢唔係我自己講出嚟啊，唔係我認屎認屁講出嚟。你以新聞我尋日講啊，今日新聞出啦 ，OK 係嘛？你叫英國捐多啲錢啦，係啊！尋日我朋友話我啲片太長啦，因為咧大家見諒啊，因為我冇稿嘅，我睇到新聞我即係隨口噏當秘笈嘅啫，我冇稿嘅又即係冇準備嘅，就係咁講我咁講，因為我又冇 cut 片嘅，一次過咁樣啊，所以唔好意思啊，啲長咗又即係沉氣咗見諒見諒。